There is so much that I want to tell you about Jesus. I don't even know where to start, so I'm starting at the beginning. And I remember telling you about the very first miracle that Jesus did, where he was at the wedding and he turned the water into wine. Well, that was in John chapter 2, I think. And then today's miracle is in John chapter 4, and it actually says this is the second miracle that Jesus did. But Jesus was preaching and teaching and talking to people, and people heard about what he did. And there was a man, he was a very important man in town. He heard Jesus was coming. So Jesus left Cana. Remember, Cana is where the wedding happened. And Jesus left Cana and went into Judea. And then he was coming back into Cana. And the man heard that Jesus was coming. And the man's son was very sick. He was so sick that the boy was about to die. And when you're a parent, you love your children and you'll do anything to help them get better. When you've got a child that's sick, you can't stand it, and you want to help your child get better. And if you have to take him to the doctor, you take him to the doctor. If you want to have to take him to the hospital, you do that. But there was no real hospitals back then, and they just had to nurse and doctor the children at home. And the boy was really sick, and he was close to death. And the man reached out to Jesus and said, "Please come home with me. Please come home and heal my son. He's very sick." And Jesus made a comment, and I think his comment was really for people who were following him, because what he said was, unless you see signs and wonders, you won't believe. And that does make us believe, doesn't it? When somebody does signs and wonders, it makes us believe. And so the man said, please, Jesus, please come heal my son. Please come to my house and heal my son. And my son is going to die if you don't do something. And Jesus said to him, "Go back home. Your son is going to live." And the man believed Jesus, and he went back home. And as he was going back home, I have chills just thinking about this. As he was going back home, the people who worked for him that were taking care of his son, they came running down the road and they told him, "Your son is better." And he said, "What time did this happen?" And they said, "The fever left him about the 7th hour." And that was the same time that Jesus said, "Go back home, your son will live." Isn't that wonderful? Jesus did a lot of healing. Lots of people heard that he could do that, and they just came around him, and lots of people were healed. People had leprosy, which is a terrible skin disease. I know we don't hear about it anymore. It was a really bad disease back in the Bible day, and I think people can have it even now. But they came to Jesus, and he healed them. People who were crippled, people who were blind. I said all this before, but lots of healing Jesus did. And I can't wait to tell you about the next one. I'm so excited about a lot of the stories that around Jesus. Very exciting, but I will tell you on the next one, so come back.